I made an interview about durability of knowledge. Did I tell about this interview for one magazine? If you go to nice university, I don't have this book in front. You study durability theory. Okay. Any tools you use, they use special departments which check durability of system. For instance, use cell phone or computer, Dell computer, or Mac computer. And this department, they try to destroy certain, based on statistics, certain amount of items, and based on this, they make prediction how good and how durable are your computers. For instance, they test separate different units of these computers: hard drive, CPU, motherboard, etc., etc. And roughly, there's special formula in durability theory. When you multiply durability of system, roughly, very roughly, is a product of durability of elements of the system. For instance, if you have durability of CPU 0.9, 90%, durability of hard drive 0.9, durability of your motherboard 0.9, and you have much more elements right here in computers. If you multiply 0.9 by 0.9 is 0.81. 0.81 by 0.9 is 0.70 something. It's garbage, not computer. Similar story here. Look at this. What we got? SAT or any test is combination of different part of math. One is trig, algebra, quadratic equation, etc., etc. And total durability of your knowledge is product of these elements. I give example. What you think you have a very nice score. Look at this. I take a new nice kid here. 91, the first test. 89, the second test. 81, the third test. So as a result, your trig is not durable enough. You understand this? That's why if you're trying to get every part by 100, it would be very easy, because I'm getting feedback from many of my students right now, Cornell, MIT, etc. They feel like leaders in this group because durability of knowledge high. If you have this course and every part is low score, you can get back. It's even according to this durability theory, you can get high score. Even to get high score, for instance, somehow, you're not durable in this case because you have difficulties after that studying in university. Use great opportunity. You're not working in McDonald's, you're working here. Try to get 100%, redo everything. In this case, you will be a leader in your life. Understand this? Especially on this terrible level of knowledge in market right now. Like geniuses. And this is not difficult. This is my point. You'll not read anywhere about durability of knowledge. It's my idea. I use all my life this durability. But you can get a lot of book on durability theory if you'd like. But to read this book, you have to improve your math, because this is different level of math. Anyway, 6.5. Let me read this one. We need more room. No wonder you're doing here, you go test, and after test you're not happy. Definitely you're not happy, because you're not practicing. Well, 6.5. Number one, you have two angles. make sketch of this. It's x, what is it? X minus 3 degrees. And this is another one, b, which is 2x plus 6. And they said the sine of A given. So cosine of B equals to 1. What is 1? It's the same like 1 over 1. And you can easily make cross multiplication. Sine of A equals to cosine of B. And we study cofunctions. For instance, sine of 90 minus theta equals to cosine of theta. And vice versa, right? Since this, you have different functions. In order to make comparison, we name it the function and these arguments. You have to have the same functions. Easy. I know it's very rude analogy with just analogy with least common denominator. You have to easy to compare fractions, right? Here, easy when you have the same function. I use this cofunction rule, right? And in this case, I can write that this is the same. If I put, doesn't matter which one. It's the same like sine of 90 minus b. Based on this, cosine of b equals sine 90 minus 8. Now look at this, what we have. We have sine and sine. And since they equals, we have the same function, we have to have the same arguments. Simple rule we use back and forth. So you can write A must be equals 90 minus B. But what is A? This is A and this is B. And you can write instead of A, x minus 3 equals 90 minus 2x plus 6. Which is 90 minus 2x and minus 6. Combine like terms, it will be 84 minus 2x, and solve this equation. Plus 2x and plus 2x plus 3 and plus 3. What do we have? We have 3x's cancel out. 84 plus 3 equals to 87, and this you cancel out. Equals to 87. To find x, you divide both part by 3, and you can easily get 29. Okay, they ask you what is x? X is 29. So students, this kind of equation, forget about this 3. We saw in 5th grade for Mark Twain prep, right? This is simple linear equation, easiest equation. So only what you're supposed to know, I take red color, idea of cofunctions. To also question on real SAT based on the simple idea. It's related to, you have to use only the same fact families, sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, like this one. Who understand this? 100%, 100. Do I need feedback, students? I feel Adriel. When I ask you who understand, you don't raise hand. 2 seconds, students. It's very important for me. Hands down. Because this question many students ask, but this is, I don't believe that this is complicated question, right? As well as the, again, I'm gonna go through mostly class question. If you like any questions, I return back later. And be careful, sometimes letter is too small. If I make mistake, then let me know. Number 3. Well, can I raise everything? Students, can I?
Yeah.
Good. I will leave only this one because we believe we will use it today, not one time. Number 3. What number of radians through which the minute hand of a clock turns in 24 minutes? Number 3. You know minute hands. In make entire revolution, I have a clock over there. Entire revolution for 60 minutes, right? Minute hand. What is entire revolutions? Is 2 pi radians, 1 turn. And what they said, for 60 minutes, if I will clock this one, in rotation, entire circumference is 2 pi radian. And they said, what the number of radians? 24 minutes. 24 minutes. I have no idea. It's it. Cross multiplication, fine. And 24 minutes, it will be smaller. It's kind of, I make some sector here. This is 24 minutes. Cross multiplication, find x. Who need help with cross multiplication? If you need, I do this. If not, because cross multiplication started in 4th grade, right? So you need help with cross multiplication? Let's do this.
Wait, Dr. Farber.
Yes.
I have a question. So after cross multiplication, you get 48 pi over 60, right?
I don't know. Probably yes.
Okay, hold on. Never mind. Sorry.
Let's do it very fast. It 60x. It's 24 times 2. It's 48 pi. Divide by 60. And you can simplify by 12 because they multiple of 12. I can simplify by 12. It would be what in this case?
0.
If we divide by 12, even not 12, it's better by 6. It would be faster. It would be 8 pi over 10 or 0.8 pi. So instantly get decimals. Okay, good, good, good. This is, again, if you have any question, without hesitation, ask me. Number 4. Again, I go through most request question. Number 4. Can I read this one?
Yeah.
Number 4. X equals to 1.75 radians. Radians. Make it better on these radians, small. variance. Then the value of cosine x, they ask you to find cosine of x. And there is no calculator here. Okay. Let me use a unit circle to sketch it somehow. This is 0, this is pi over 2, this is pi, this 3 pi over 2. If I go back, put here 0 on the top, and 2 pi over there, everybody knows, right? Equivalency of these degrees, 90 degrees, 180, 270, 360. Okay. And they said pi over 2. Pi over 2, I make estimation, is the same like 3.14 divided by 2. I want to estimate where is my angle to make a sketch. 3.14 divided by 2, if I divide it, it would be, I believe, 1.57. It's about 1.57. Okay. And this would be about 314. I can make an assumption that my angle is 157 here and 314 here. So my angle is supposed to be over there somehow. Agree? Because rotation counterclockwise is positive directions. This is my x. And this x equals to 1.75 radians. Look at this picture, right? We did here. And I looked at multiple choice. I looked at multiple choice what we have. So I can easily find reference angle, this angle, right? This angle. This reference angle. Theta reference angle equals to theta equals to pi minus, let me use not pi, I use 3.14 to be faster, minus 1.75. If I subtract, I did it, let me see what I get. I get 1.39. So this reference angle equals to 1.39. If I make this vertical line, make a good point. We know this is unit circle. What is unit circle, students? A circle where radius equals to 1. A, O, nice. Better. This is B. So OB equals OH times cosine of theta. And theta is 139. I make room over there, X and Y. Equals 1, this is 1, unit circle. Cosine of 1.39. And keep in mind, the value is supposed to be negative. Negative. Now, if you look at multiple choice, this is A. A is an Ellison. Okay. If you have any question, ask me. Why do you use reference angle? Reference angle easy to operate with. Remember last time I gave a table. In this table we use angle from all angles acute. It was from 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. Do you suppose to memorize anything beyond of 90? No way. Just use logic. Do you suppose to know from 0 to 90? Yes. I show how to do it on fingers. By the way, some students and parents asked to refresh this trig lecture, and manager put it on YouTube and Facebook, right? Who would like to refresh all this what we did last time for trig? I will send you link. Okay, manager will send you link after class. My suggestion: basic you're supposed to know. Mirabeau said your brain not a garbage can. You're not supposed to memorize every garbage, right? But basic you're supposed to know. Okay. So acute you're supposed to know. Keep in mind we're looking for cosine of this one, and cosine of this for sure is negative. But do you remember for this big value? No, this is garbage for me. But for acute angle, yes. Okay, that's why you're supposed to use a reference angle, which is very convenient, because value of trig function is the same for this big and for this small acute. Who understand this 100%? 100. Okay, students. By the way, if I change this, if I use, for instance, sine of 180 minus theta, it would be, I'm not talking about sine plus or minus. It will be sine of theta. Again, if this is 90, 270, etc., right? You change name of function. If it's 180, 360, etc., name of function is the same. Since this is 180, look at this, what I use behind this scene, I use this formula. Since this is 180, right? And you subtract this one, it would be the same cosine, what they're talking about. If you have any question, ask me.
Dr. Farber.
Yes.
Can I use the bathroom for 1 minute?
Sure. Student, I recommend everybody go to bathroom, come back and raise hand. We continue. Since we work already 1 hour, even a little bit more probably. No, 1 hour. Go to bathroom, everybody, come back, raise hand. Meanwhile, I raise this. Ольга, отправишь линк на эту лекцию? Ну, когда? Это видео еще раз. Оба. Да. Не сейчас, в конце. Домашнее задание. So waiting for you. When you come back, raise hand. Mark, Adriel. Okay, excellent. So again, students, do you see how easy it is? Just use a little bit imagination. And who understands this beautiful formula? Simple formula. Hands up. If you understand this, who does not? Ask me a question. Co-functions. So based on this simple step, you can solve many questions from SAT. Next is number 5. Number 5. What we have? Sine given sine, two small letters, I believe 2 pi over 9 equals to cosine of x. Well, they're not compatible right now. This is sine, this cosine, and you have, let's make this, imagine this is a key. This is a key. To solve this problem, key. This key. It's the same like cosine of 90. What is 90? It's pi over 2 minus 2 pi over 9. Which is fourth grade LCD. This is 9, this is 2. It's equal to cosine 9 pi minus 4 pi over 18, or cosine of 5 pi over 18. What I did, I work with left part, and this must be equals to cosine of x. What we accomplish? The same function, they equal to each other, so argument equals to each other. And this will be the answer. Beautiful. We use again this key. Okay. Who understand this 100%, not 99, 100%. Okay. If I give example, pretend you came to Singapore. You want to buy something, right? In Singapore, I lecture in Singapore University. I remember this the first time I came over there, and they want to buy some stuff, right, for lectures. And I came to store. They use dollars, but it was different dollars, Singaporean dollars. To make it something, you have to make compatible. You have to convert this to this. Here we have similar idea. You have to have compatible. This must be compatible. Cross it out. Again, I go through more 3-class questions first. Okay. For instance, number. Again, let me check again. We have most questions. It was number 5. Okay, the next is number 7. What the radian measure of the smaller angle formed by the hands of a clock at 7 o'clock? This is number 7. Make this schematically clocks. This is 12, this is 6, this is 3, this is 9, this is 7, 8, and it's 7 o'clock. Our hand supposed to point to 7, and middle hand supposed to point to 12, and this is 10, and this is 11. What the radian measure of the smaller angle? This angle theta. The question is, we did already this problem. 12 hours is 2 pi radian. And how many hours we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 segments. 5 sectors. 5 sectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 hours, I have no idea. It's cross multiplication. So far, so good? Good, good. If you need cross, tell me, we'll do this. The next one. Number 10. Okay, for 10, we have Roman numeration. 1x equals to y. 2x plus y equals to pi. And 3 cosine of x equals to sine of y. And they gave you that 0 less than x and y is less than pi over 2. And sine of x equals to cosine of y. Then which of our statement above must be true? Okay, let's go step by step. Okay. Well, I apply this formula again. This is not compatible. It's like a signal for you. Instead of this, you can write step number 1. I use the space. I can write cosine of, since we use radian pi, 90, and 90, you know, this is the same like pi over 2, because pi is 180. Cosine pi over 2 minus x equals to cosine of y. This is step number 1. Since trig function equals to each other, you can easily make assumption that this equals to this. You can write down that pi over 2 minus x equals to y. Okay. And number one does not work because not x equals to y. Pi over 2 minus x equals to y. Cross it out. If it were like this, yes, but it's not like this. Does not work. But if I add x to both parts, I'll get pi over 2 cancel out equals to x plus y. So far so good. If I multiply both parts by 2, I will get pi equals to x plus y. Exactly this one. This works. Okay. So what about the third one? Sine of x equals to cosine y. Sine of x equals to cosine y. Okay. I already closed this one. Let me check again. It was number, what number it was? I already closed it. Want to be sure that we do the same. Yes. 3 cosine x equals to sine y. Yes, I wrote correctly. Okay. If I make a sketch here, zero less than x, it means x is greater than 0. Let's say, right? X is greater than 0. Let's say this is x. And y is less than pi over 2. It's less than this one. This is pi over 2. If I make this one, and this is y, and sine of x. What is sine of x? Sine of x is this way. Why? Because this is 1 times sine of x. This is sine of x. What is cosine of y? Cosine of y the same. They equal to each other. So this works. If sine of x equals to cosine of y, cosine of x equals to sine of y. So 2 and 3 works, 1 does not. So far, so good, students. Questions? No questions. It was 10. Next, go to another one. So 12. You can do the last part even without sketch. Just use this formula. Number 12. Cosine of A equals to 4 over 5. A is not in quadrant 1. What the value of sine of A? If you use unit circle, And I just remind you quadrants, everybody knows this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And cosine of A is 4 over 5. Okay, 4 over 5 is 0.8. And you circle this is 1, right? And cosine is 0.8, it's over there, less than 1. If I make vertical line, so for which angle cosine equals to 0.8 for this angle, and for this angle. But this does not work because they said not the first quadrant. We can only the fourth quadrant, right? They ask you what value of sine of A. So based on this, I can make assumption that cosine of A equals 0.8 and angle belongs to the fourth quadrant. Everyone understand this, right? So just two cases, first or the fourth. First excluded, so only fourth. And what is, let's say, you have to find sine of this angle. Sine of this angle is projection to y-axis. It's supposed to be negative. Okay. So far, so good. If you look at multiple choices, we have only two negative, A and B. And you know that the second important formula right here is Pythagorean identity. I use red color. Very important. We did last time. Sine of square plus cos of x of theta. Sine of square x plus cosine of square x equals to 1. This is formula 1. This is 2. This is 3. You name Pythagorean identity. They give you a sine, you have to convert to sine. Use this formula. Sine of x to the second plus cosine of x to the second equals to 1. But cosine of h equals to 4 over 5. What do you know that? You got sine of x to the second plus 4 over 5 to the second equals to 1. Or sine square x plus 16 over 25 equals to 1. Minus 16 over 25 and minus 16 over 25. And you get what? Sine square x cancel out. It would be 9 over 25 after subtraction. And theoretically, when you want to find x, sine of x, you have to take square root of both sides. And based on this rule of property of equation, you have to put plus minus. But this is sine of x. From this beautiful sketch, you see sine cannot be positive. Okay. And this would be negative, negative 3 over 5, or negative 6 over 10, or negative 0.6. So what I use this formula, very important formula for SAT. And sketch to evaluate your sine of your function. Look at this, who understands 100%? Adriel? Adriel, you understand or you have questions? No, 2 seconds, students. Okay, hands down. Ask me question. Sketching is great in Trig. It saves you a lot of time and prohibit you from mistake, because formal way I can get plus minus, but plus is impossible. It's at log the first quadrant. Number 12. Number 13, many students. What is 13? 13. Sine of 8 equals to b. What the value of product? Sine of 8 sine of a times cosine of a times tangent a. Remember, students, from this unit circle, you know the tangent of a, tangent of theta equals sine of theta divided by cosine of theta. It's not necessarily even to memorize, but better to memorize. It's better to memorize. Easy. Look at this. If you have unit circle, and let's say this angle theta, and this h, this side is a and this is b. B equals to radius times cosine of theta. Since radius equals to 1, equals to cosine of theta. A equals to radius times sine of theta. Sine of theta. Okay. Look at this. If we divide sine of theta by cosine of theta, it's the same like A or B. But look at triangle OAB capital. In this triangle, A to B is tangent of theta. This you're not supposed to make sketch. Just use it for granted, because it's wasting time. If you ask him that cotangent is vice versa, cosine divided by sine. So based on this, it's the same. Look at this. Sine of theta, sine of A, times cosine of A, times sine of A, divided by cosine of A. Cancel out. Same time the same, it would be sine square A. But since A, sine of A equals to B, it would be B. It's the same. Look at this. So you just write here step. Sine of A to the second. Or since this equals to B, this is B to the second. One line and just few seconds question, but you have to know basic of this. Let me name it formula 4. To understand this 100%, 100 up to this point, students. 100, everybody. Every time, Kirill, Adriel. Okay, thank you. Hands down. Okay, it was number what? 13. Number 2 from grid in. Again, I go through most request questions. If you have any questions, I can go back. But so far, number 2, grid in. Okay, number 2. Okay, let's make a drawing here. Grid E number 2. You have a circle. Pretend there's a circle. And this is the center of the circle. Okay. And this radius is, what is it, 15? I believe this is 15 feet. And this spray water, the spring we have here, and this sprinkle water for this shaded area. We don't need this. Okay, who will read this? This word problem, somebody. Samuel A, please. This is number 2.
A lawn sprinkler sprays water in a circular pattern at a distance of 15 feet from the sprinkler head, which rotates through an angle of 5 pi over 3 radians, as shown by the shaded area in the diagram above. What is the area of the lawn to the nearest square foot that receives water from the sprinkler?
Thank you. Nice reading. So, well, area of circle equals to pi r squared. If it were entire circle, I would write is pi, this is 15, pi times 15 to the second, which is 225, 225 pi. Okay, and they ask you what the area of lawn. So this is 225 pi. Let me write here area. And this is theta. When you have 225 pi, angle entire circle is 2 pi. And they provide you value for this angle 5 pi over 3. This angle is 5 pi, if I remember correctly, 5 pi over 3. Yes. When this angle 5 pi over 3, I don't know this area. Cross multiplication, find area. If you need, I will find this cross multiplication. If not, okay. Very similar. Why? Because you know direct variation, bigger angle, central angle, the bigger what? Area. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. Let's make a picture. Again, if you're not asking me questions, I assume that you understand 100%. So, right angle C, A, 15, 10, 90 degrees, E, X, B, and D. These two triangles right. Okay. AC 15, CE 12, this is 12, DE 10, yes. What are the cosine of X? Cosine of X. And this cosine of X. Okay, since X already taken, let me use BE equals to Y. And you can easily say that two triangles, triangle ACB, similar to triangle DBE. Why? Common vertex, two angles 90 degrees, and the third complementary. Or you can make another one. Two parallel lines is this perpendicular. And this corresponding angle the same. So they're similar. If they're similar, their size and proportion. So for instance, 15, this side to this side, and this side it will be 12 plus y. To 12 plus y. This to this. Like this to this. Okay. Cross 15 y equals 120 plus cross multiplication plus 10y. Okay. Minus 10y minus 10y. Y cancel out equals to 120. Divide by 5. Cancel out 24. This is 24. One more time, they ask you to find value of cosine of x. Well, you can do two different ways. Either for this triangle or this triangle. To have cosine, you have to have hypotenuse. This is 12, this is 24. This is 12 plus 24 is plus 24 is 36. And AB to the second, I use this place. AB to the second Pythagorean equals 15 to the second plus 36 to the second, which is 225. 225 plus 12, I believe, 96. If you add them up, you get 1521. If you take square root of both parts, okay, this is 39. What I found, this is 39. By definition, cosine is adjacent to hypotenuse. Cosine of x, cosine of x equals 36 to 39. You can simplify this, right? By what? By 3 is 12 over 13. if you divide by 3. 12 over 13. Okay. Yeah. To understand 100% up to this point, Adriel, David R, Kirill, Adriel, you're doing something in my class, huh? David R, hands down. 2 seconds, give me signal that you're working here. It was number 3. Next is number 4. Okay, 4. If you don't have any questions, let me read everything. Number 4. First of all, let's build a triangle. And build this triangle. Kind of like this. Not to scale. Great triangle. And what we have? This is DB. This A, X, R, S, C, okay, Nicole, read it please, this question. It was a question. Nicole B. You unmuted. Yes, you unmuted. Who can read this?
Which question?
This one, number 4.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Introduction before 4.
Okay. A flagpole that stands on level ground, 2 cables R and S are attached to the pole at a point 12 feet above the ground and form a right angle with each other. Cable R is attached to the ground at a point that makes tangent X equal to 0.75. What is the value of cosine X?
Thank you. So let me put here Y. What we have here? This is a flag somehow. I put this way. And this is 12 this side. What else this and tangent of X given. This is given. Tangent of X equals to 0.75 or 3 over 4. And the question is, number 4, what the value of cosine X? Find cosine of X. You can do a few different ways. For instance, what is tangent of x? The first way. Tangent, if we look on triangle ABC, right triangle, tangent of x equals CB to BA equals 12 to BA, and this is equal to 3 over 4. Okay, so 3BA equals to 12 times 4. Divide by 3. This is 16. What is 16? 16 is 4 times 4. What is 12? Is 3 times 4. So then that R equals to 5 times 4. It's going to triples. Okay. And how to find cosine? Cosine equals adjacent 16 over 20, which from other x not multiple choice is 8 over 10 or 0.8. Okay. You have another way. If you have scientific calculator allowed, you can find tangent to power -1. It means arctangent, right? You can easily, by tangent, you can find angle instantly. If you have angle, second step on the same calculator, if you have angle, you can easily find cosine of this angle. 2 steps. But I believe there's no calculator for this one, right? Okay, who understands this 100%? 100. You know inverse function, right? For instance, we use tangent of what is it, 0.75 -1. It's inverse function. You name it arctangent angle, which tangent equals to 0.75. And you in 2 steps. Second, press second, tangent 0.75, you get the answer. But there is no calculator for this. I don't need calculator. And finally, what is it? Number 5. Pablo, would you like to read number 5? What the sum? Oh, you don't have.
You want me to read number 5?
Yes, please.
Okay. What is the sum of the lengths of cables R and S?
Nicole, you unmuted. We never mute anybody here, students. Never. You unmuted. No, I cannot hear you. Okay. Thank you, Paula. Number 5. What the sum of lengths of cable R and S? And look at this picture. They give you one more thing. This is 90, and this also 90 degrees. Okay. So from another side, since this is 90 degrees, in triangle DCA, number 5, triangle DCA, tangent of x equals opposite to adjacent. And adjacent we have 20. We just found from previous one. S I don't know this one, but I know tangent equals to what? 0.75. Or 0.751. S equals 0.75 times 20, which is 15. And they ask you to find R plus S. R we already found, this is 20. And this I just found in one line plus 15, which is 35. So practical, I explained all most request questions from this part of your homework. If I skip anything from this one, you still need help, let me know. And I can go to another one based on your frequency. 6.6. Again, if you need any help for this, let me know.
Dr. Farber,
Yes,
could you just move a bit?
sure. So let me know when I can erase it, okay? Meanwhile, I'll look for this 6.6 package number 1. Okay. When you finish writing, raise your hand. I just need room for this one. Okay, can I erase everything? Okay, good. Number 1. 661. Okay. Many should ask this question, and would I not read today, students? Read it. Alison, would you like to read 661?
Can you repeat the question?
6.6 package number 1.
Okay. The path traveled by a roller coaster is modeled by the equation y equals to 27 sine 13x plus 30, where y is measured in meters. What is the number of meters in the maximum altitude of the roller coaster?
Okay, thank you. Let me give a small introduction to graphs of this. So I will not, it's not this graph, but let's say y equals to sine of x, trig function. We make this Cartesian coordinates, put here 1 and -1. This is corridor. Sine never greater than absolute value than 1. And after that, you make this graph. We name it amplitude or magnitude. All your devices which you use right now, all your devices, I mean your cell phones, use this waves, right, to get this electromagnetic waves. And wave you can characterize by 2 parameters: amplitude, for instance, this value, and angle. So this is 0 degree, this is 90 degrees, or pi over 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi over 2, etc. This is 2 pi. This periodic function. If you move it by pi over 2 to the left, for instance, you get cosine, but we don't need cosine. Now, pretend I multiply this not sine of x. I have another graph. Sine, let me see this. Let's say I have y equals to 27 sine of x. What is it? I don't have too much room, but actually for this magnitude, I suppose pretend I have enough room on the top. And this was 1, now it's 27. It was 1, it becomes negative 27. And my graph will go this way. Okay. You understand that here, right? Because the bigger this value, the bigger amplitude. How it's related to your cell phone? Let me bring my cell phone. You know this, you have these buttons over there, right? You speak to a friend and you can't hear. You said, well, what you're doing, you just increase kind of volume. And instead of this, it becomes like this. The more you press, the bigger this amplitude, you can hear better. So this is 27x. Now, let's say I add some value not to this function. I add some value a, some value, positive value. What graph transformation? What is it? I give example, which you know perfectly. Let's say y equals to ax squared. Y equals to ax squared is a parabola. The bigger a, the steeper lines. If you have a squared plus b, you have to move this up by b. You know this. Exactly the same we have here. If you add this one, your function goes up. And since in this, so far so good? Since in this test, they ask you, let me read, I need more room to get this idea. And they have a function y equals 27 sine 13x plus 30. What is it? If I make Cartesian coordinates, first of all, I know this is 27, the big one like this one. And plus 30, you have to shift it. If you plot, let's say this is 30, not to scale, but this is 30. Okay, and my function go from this one, etc. And this value is my amplitude, 27. And this is Cartesian, this is 0. This is x, this is y. And now function is shifted to this one, right? And the question is, what the number of meters in maximum altitude? So this is 30, and this is 27. So they ask you maximum number of meters. Easy. 27 plus 30, 57. Okay. Understand this 100%. It's just simple graph transformation. If we have standard x, 13x, it means more frequent goals. 13 times more frequent. It would be like this one. If we put this, not like this, like this. 13 times more frequent. Well, it was 661. Okay. I look into questions we have most. 6, 3. Pablo, read it, please. 6, 3.
Okay. Sorry.
No,
If what?
yes, just read it.
Okay. If x is an acute angle, which expression is not equivalent to cosine x?
Thank you. Number 3. Acute angle, which expression not equal to cosine of x. Let me draw this unit circle, big one. That's for explanation. Okay. Acute angle. Let's say this is x. And we're talking about cosine and sine of x. So cosine of x. So this is cosine of x, okay? Why? Because the triangle O, we did many times, AB, which is right triangle. OB equals radius, which is equals to 1, times cosine of x, and this equals to cosine of x. This initial what is given. Now, look at this, multiple choices. First of all, I need one more property here. Cosine is beautiful function. If I remember, I made a picture of sine and cosine. You have to shift it. Why? Because you know cosine of 90, cosine of 0 is 1. And this function is symmetrical. This y equals cosine of x. This is -1. Symmetric. What is symmetrical? For instance, if I have cosine of, let's say, 30 degrees, that's 30 degrees. And this -30 degrees. Value of this exactly the same. Because cosine is even function. Cosine of x or cosine of -x always equals cosine of x. What is even? Cosine is even function. Function is even if we change sign of argument to opposite and you get the same value. Okay? It's related to symmetrical functions. Parabola also even function. For instance, y equals to x squared. You put 3 to the second is 9. And -3 to the second is 9. Even function. So far, so good. Why it's important? I use this property they give you, let me analyze what we have. I can illustrate on this graph as well. Let's say A, negative cosine of -x. And the same, since cosine is even function, you can write negative cosine of x. Because cosine of x and cosine of -x is the same. If cosine is this one, cosine of -x is this one. Negative cosine of x. Or you can illustrate this way. Look at this. If I take different color, And I put here negative x. Negative goes counterclockwise. Negative x. So cosine of x and negative x is the same. Okay? And negative you have to move over there. And definitely they're not equal to each other. Because this is, let's say, 0.8 and this is negative 0.8. Since answer is negation, they're not equivalent. Not in math we use not, this one, not equivalent, negation. So definitely it's A. It's not the same. The same if I had the same over there. Cosine of x, cosine of negative x, yes. Negative cosine of x, no. It has different sign. To understand this 100%, 100. Okay, good. Good, good, good. It was 3. No, it was not. Yes, it was 3. Okay. Again, I go through most request questions. Number 8. What are coordinates of image? 8 or 7 also? Let me see. 8. Make it in circle. And Cartesian coordinates of point 1, 0. This is 1, 0. Let's say point 8. On the terminal side of the angle, counterclockwise. 3 pi over 4. Counterclockwise. So this is 3 pi over 4. Okay. You can easily find this reference angle. If this 3 pi over 4, this reference angle. Or you can do a different way. For instance, this is pi over 2. This is pi. You can find it this or this, whatever you like. Let's say I want to find this reference angle, acute angle. So this is 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 2. Why? Because this is pi over 2. And 2, 3 pi minus 2 pi to 3 pi over 4. And this angle is 5, reference angle is 5 over 4. Okay, 5 over 4. If you have 5 over 4 angle, you can easily find coordinates of this. Okay, what is it? Actually, what is 5 over 4? It's 45 degrees. So it means, and sine and cosine, sine of 5 over 4, because it's isosceles triangle, equals cosine of 5 over 4. If you remember previous lecture, equals square root of 2 over 2. Remember our table? We'll keep an eye. keep in mind signs. This is negative. It's supposed to be negative. Square root of 2 over 2. And this is positive. It's supposed to be positive. Square root of 2 over 2. So you can easily see coordinate of this point B. X is negative square root 2 over 2. And Y is square root 2 over 2 positive. Again, as I told at the beginning of the lecture, better to use, in our case, angles which are acute angles. Or we name it reference angles in geometry. In Trig. Okay. Actually, what do you ask you again? You rotate this radius vector and ask you coordinate of this point to find. Easy. If you forget about trig some reason, you can also do this. Look at this. Even like this picture. Okay. Look at this. This is 45 degrees. This is H or Y. And this is X. And this is 1. And X equals to 1. X equals to Y. You can apply Pythagorean theorem, easily find X. So X to the second plus X to the second equals to 1 to the second. But this is just proper. To understand up to this point. So we give angle more than 90 degrees, they give a signal. Use reference angle, because nobody memorized these now big numbers. Okay, it's not necessarily. So look at this 6 part of homework. Who has any questions? I give you explanation of mostly class questions. Any question from this part, ask me, I explain.
Could you explain number 5 and number 6?
Sure.
Thank you.
No problem. Number 5. Just read it. Number 5. Out loud.
In the unit circle above, an angle that measures 4 radians intercepts arc AB. What is the length of major arc AB?
Thank you. Okay. This is A. And this is B. Arc B. And this is B, I believe. And this is 4. Definitely 4 in radians, right? What the length of this arc? Arc AB. No, any arc equals to, I write here, S equals to R theta. S is length of arc. Arc length. I just remind you, length. This radius. And this is central angle. So since you have everything, and did they give this? Yeah, they give 4, and they give it unicircle. So the radius equals to 1. R theta equals 1 times 4, which is 4. That is beautiful formula, by the way. So far, so good. This would be the answer. 4. What did I answer you, Diana? Did I answer a question?
Yeah. But does just radians equal to the length?
No. I'll give example. If you have a, let me put it this way. Pretend this is from this one, St. Paul's School, present. If I make a radius, if I measure radius of this, right? Pretend radius of this is 4. Can you see radius? Right? There.
Yes.
And length of arc is this arc. Let's say I want to measure this central angle. I connected this central angle with this and this point and this point. I have central angle. How to find length of this arc? This length of arc equals length of radius multiplied by angle in radians. This is arc. This is arc.
Mm-hmm.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
It's like pizza. The bigger angle, the bigger length of this arc. Let's say some kids like crispy part, right? So you take bigger angle of this pizza, you get bigger crispy part. Okay. So what else did you ask? Another question? What number? Diana?
Number 6.
Number 6. Read this number 6, please.
If angle is an angle in standard position and its terminal side passes through the points square root of 3/2 and negative 1/2 on the unit circle, then a possible value of the angle is.
Okay, thank you. Again, make a sketch. This is circle. Copy in. This unit circle. And this is square root of 3/2, negative 1/2. Since this negative 1/2 is over there. Okay. Negative 1/2. And this is square root of 3/2. So this point is square root of 3/2 and negative 1/2. And let's say this is point A. What else is given? Then possible value of x. Terminal side. So look at multiple choices what we have. Now look at multiple choices. We have a look which is the best one. Actually, from the table we did, this value is supposed to be negative 30 degrees, right? Agree? Because remember this table? When angle is 30 degrees, sine of 30, this is sine of 30, equals to square root of 3/2, 1/2, and cosine of 30 equals to square root of 3/2. If it were like this one, 30 degrees, I would have this angle cosine in this part, square root of 3/2, And sine of this part, it would be square root of 3 over 2 and 1 over 2 for 30 degrees angle. Or what is 30? 30 degrees is the same like pi over 6. Okay, do we have 30 does not work because we have negative. It means this angle is supposed to be negative. Do we have angle negative pi over 6? No, we don't have it. But from another side, look at this. This is 0. This is pi over 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi over 2. And this is 2 pi. And pretend we have some reference angle. Okay. And big angle of this terminal. Let me use different color just for explanation. Angle is the rotation of radius vector. And this angle goes like this. Since we do not find this for reference angle, let me try another one. How to get this green angle? Easy. Since this is entire 2 pi, right? If you subtract this pi over 6, right? This theta equals 2 pi minus reference angle pi over 6. I will get this green one. Okay, and this is 6, this is 1. 12 pi minus pi over 6 would be 11 pi over 6. And you see this terminal side is exactly the same for this green one and for this black one. And let me see, do we have 11 pi over 6? Yes, bingo, we have a D. How to solve this problem again? I make a picture, make this terminal side, and see what angle satisfies this terminal side. This initial, this is final side. This initial side, this is final side. Okay. Did I answer the question?
Yes.
Keep in mind, projection to x-axis always cosine. Projection to y-axis always sine. Since radius equals to 1, unit circle. More question from this part? Okay, I know we're out of time, but I would like to answer a few questions, most request question from the first part. You also ask me, if you don't mind, few more minutes. I want to be sure that everything is 100% understandable. Chapter 16. Just few more request questions. Okay. Let me find your questions. Okay, number 9. Adriel, would you like to read it? It was your question, number 9. Chapter 16, number 9. Set 16. Who can read this number 9? Very fast, number 9. Okay, Samuel A, please.
The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. What is the sine of the smallest angle?
Thank you. So number 9, not to scale. This is 1 to 2 to 3. Let's say this is x, this is 2x, and this is 3x. What the sign of the smallest angle? Well, x plus 2x plus 3x equals to 180, or 6x equals to 180. And by sigmoid's part, x equals to 30. So this is 30. This is 2 times 30, which is 60. And this is 3 times 30, which is 90. And this ABC. ABC. And the question is, what the sign of the smallest angle? Sine of 30. Sine of 30 equals to 1 over 2. That's it. This number 9. I don't know why, but we should know this question. Okay. Number 10. Nicole B, can you read it? Try your use microphone. You answer this question, number 10, Nicole. I believe something wrong with your computer. Kirill, would you like to read number 10?
Number 10, you said? In the first packet, right?
Mm-hmm.
The equation of line M shown above is y equals -3/4 x plus 5. Given that angle A is the acute angle formed by the intersection of line M and the y-axis, which expression could be used to find the measure of angle A?
Okay, thank you. Make a picture. Number 10. So this is A, and the equation is y equals to -3 over 4x plus 5. And angle, which expression could be used to find the measure of angle H? So this is a slope, rise over run, right? You know, equals to -3 over 4. It means rise, if this is 3, this must be 4. Because you know negative rise over run is a slope. Okay. 3 and 4. Now look at multiple choices, and they ask not what this angle, they ask this angle. And triangle ABC, okay, for angle A, what relation we have for angle A? We have this opposite and this adjacent. Tangent of A equals to 4 to 3, right? If you look at multiple choice. Opposite to adjacent, that's it. When you're talking about this slope, you're talking about this angle. But this one is this to this, easy. This was number 10, just sketch it. Well, one more question we have. So, any questions from this? I answer mostly class question, but if you have any question, tell me. I explain for this one. for package 16. Look at this package. No questions? Well, how do you feel about today's lecture? You understand more this trick? Who understand trick better right now? I asked management to send a lecture, previous one, because based on question, I feel that you have difficulties with definition in this table. Okay, go over through some of this, because previous was foundation. If you have foundation, this is just all mechanics. I do not tell you anything new for this at all. Everything we covered last time. Look at this formula. Last time we did it, we did it, we did it, we did everything. Just you have it, but not in your active memory. Let me write your homework in this case. If you don't have any questions, have a nice day. Enjoy math. Have a nice weekend. Be strong, be well. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Farber.
Bye.
You too.
See you, Dr.
Have a good day.
You too as well. Enjoy math. Black Square Malevich.